Good morning. It is Phoenix Amore. So, listen. Um, I wanted to actually, as I continue to put the videos out, sometimes you're going to see tarot draws on my Instagram account. Won't be every day. Facebook, I'll probably put them up every other day or so. When I'm thinking about it, that's what I'm going to do. So, what I wanted to talk about this morning, I do not have dreams every single night. Now, for the most part, about 85% of the nights that I am asleep, I'm dreaming. And when I'm understanding the interpretation behind it, you have to know that I'm looking out for the symbolism. And what I'm speaking on with that is because in the dream, it was my cousin, right, who is a Sagittarius. But what I've learned very thoroughly is sometimes when you dream a person, you need to understand that it's actually that person's sign where you're like, I'm looking out for a Sagittarius that is going to be trying to take control of some aspect of something. Now, when I talked about vehicles and all that before, right, and I explained to people when you have dreams about cars and driving, because of the way that I have been writing in my psyche, when I talk about I know what my car needs and all this other kind of stuff, I can't assume at that point that is actually literal car. What I have to know is that could be a project. And see what starts to happen, like today when I did the daily draw, this is the thing I love to express and to explain to people. When I did the daily draw, right, I pulled the Chariot. And what I said in that was, usually it means if there's a project that you've been wanting to complete, you have the green light to go for it. So if I'm dreaming, I push somebody out of my car, I push somebody out of my project. So I started thinking, what Sages, right, would I know around that would want to take over some aspect of my project? This is where I started to think, right? All right. When I was on Twitter before and I got the hell off of Twitter, guess what I was addressing sometimes, right? Fighting, UFC and all that. And people started thinking, okay, why does she really sound like she knows about fighting styles and all that? Hello, because I do. But here's the thing about it. When we are now in this whole thing where we're talking about sexual harassment and all that sort of thing, you now have to look at some of the sports that have sexualized people. If you remember when I talked about the women needing to take a little responsibility, when you have swimsuit issues where she's now buck naked and people are like, okay, so do these women realize where they're driving stuff? That's the stuff that you have to take responsibility for, women. This is what I was saying before a long time ago. And I broke something down in my blog very clearly that now people are going to have to think. When you're talking about gender and all that stuff, right? Lesbian, gay, bi, trans, whatever it is, if you consider lesbian women more masculine, because a lot of them do come across more masculine, you can't say sexual harassment is just a man thing. And that's why I blogged what I did, where I'm like, some of these people, that's just a man thing. Well, if you now are saying some women are more manly, that means they act like men. And I'm saying this because I've had some pretty assertive, aggressive lesbian women that I've had to straight up check, because I'm like, I am not lesbian. Am I homophobic and all that? No, I'm about to whoop your A because I just told you I'm not lesbian and I really don't like the attention as much as you may think I do. It's not sexy to me because I'm straight. So now I have to give some people some food for thought, because now you have to stop and say, damn, she got a point. If you're going to be pushing all this bias stuff about gender and then say we got 3 and 4 genders. Now, some people laughed when they read it. Some people are like, we have made a hot mess. It's convoluted. That's what I said before. But it's not one of those things where I'm in here enjoying the debate and all this kind of stuff. I'm really saying to people, shut up and think about all the stuff that's going on, right? And I put in capitals on my blog, liberal, right? Because now they get offended when you say that. What's she trying to say? I said, if you're going to be liberal, make sure you know where you are driving, because you can't say it's a man thing anymore, because we don't even know what a man is. According to some of y'all, it has gotten that kind of crazy. So I had to back people up because I said, and I'm going to be very honest about it. It's literally what happened when I was driving in the car with my son and we passed by this boy. I'm not going to say names because that's not what this is about. This is about the growth and people having to stop and really think. But my son literally was looking out the window and he just had this face like, and I was like, what's wrong? Like, what's up with that? And, he finally said, you know what? That boy sent me a naked selfie and this, and this. And the boy was chasing after him. So guess how that makes a straight boy feel, right? But in my mind, and it's a sad day and age, these are the things that you have to express to people so they stop and think. I literally was like, don't address it because I know how people think. Nowadays, if you address something like that, they may consider you homophobic. And before you know it, you're having to defend that. And that is all the stuff that has been created with all the constant drama. It's annoying. So, with that being said, people have to back up. I wasn't being funny when I said Mr. Voice. I don't know how to say her name. I'm so sorry. But now they had all these people attacking her, right? I said, I'm not going to do politics every day. Now, this is just a parent saying there are a lot of parents that yank their kids out of school because of some of these policies. When you have sons and all you hear about is, oh, protect the girls. And I am in the experience that I have a son that had a gay boy send him a naked selfie. That's sexual harassment. But they may not have taken that seriously because it's a boy and because you've created, right? And I say you with the previous administration, basically a fear in people to speak up and say, okay, my son actually wasn't comfortable when this boy sent him the naked selfie. We really thought twice about bringing it up to the school because we didn't want to be some backlash. He's homophobic and just don't even bother. So all that stuff that you guys have to reconsider based on everything you created when I said there are 3 and 4 genders. What you gonna do with that? That's the stuff you have to think about. And that's why I said talking yourself in circles, not seeing where you're driving. That's what has a lot of us just staring at them. Because this is what we're seeing. And we're like, you're not making sense. And then when we try to address it with you, you'll get belligerent and you get aggressive and you get nasty. So some of us just finally said, then don't talk to me. Don't talk to me if you don't want to hear another point of view. Take care.